Hello. Today is Friday and it's 2:36 in the afternoon. I haven't been well for a couple of days with ulcers, stomach ulcers, that they're very debilitating, and I try to eat the best that I can to keep them at bay, but sometimes they come up on you, and there's an H. pylori that gets in your stomach and it will cause ulcers. But so now I'm just taking the ulcer medicine and being careful for a few days. And I wanted to get on here and make some boiled squash, because that's always good, boiled squash and onions. And then I'll do something else this weekend on Saturday, tomorrow. But today I'm going to do the boiled squash and get that out of the way, because that can always survive us 2 or 3 meals. And it's good for you. It's really good for you. Today my apron is blue. I decided I'd wear a blue apron today. Got our trusty pan, our trusty old pan. So I have washed my squash in the baking soda water, because I let them soak just to get any kind of little bit of pesticide or anything off that might be on there. We don't need any of those pesticides or anything. As a kid, we had pesticides, and they were really dangerous. But now, I'm not sure what they use. But there's still some very easy dish. Very easy dish. This you can go ahead and elevate to a squash casserole. If you have this left over, then you can make the squash casserole also. Today I'm going to use turn my pan on to get a little base for our good boiled down squash. I'm going to use our great value chopped onions again. I'm going to use the organic Bertolli olive oil. I'm just going to saute those. It just gives it some flavor. So I'm going to put my onions in there. They're frozen. And if I didn't need all of them, which I probably won't, I'm going to put these back into my bag. Put them down, roll them, seal them, and they go back into the freezer. Back in the freezer. And let me get my little bit of spoon. We'll get that going. Scoot this over. Okay, we'll get that going. Well, I hope everybody's having a good week. Soon to be weekend. Mother and I are hanging in here. She's a lot better with her UTI. Then I'm going to use one of the peppers. Remember the jalapenos that are not supposed to be hot? Well, I was pleasantly surprised that they aren't. Hot. It just gives the flavor just a little good flavor. I'm not going to cut these real small because I'm halfway with this. I've really been enjoying, and Mother, I read her, we watch and read all of your sweet, sweet, sweet comments. You're all such sweet people. And like I wrote on my bio, a new bio, that Granny Pat and people that have showed interest in Mother and I, it's not like y'all are 1,000 miles away. Y'all just seem like people that lives right next door or across the street, and that's, I think I'm closer sometimes to my followers than I am people in the town, because a lot of times I just don't get involved with drama and a bunch of this and that, and this world has gotten so tacky, plumb tacky. Sometimes I'm ashamed. Let's turn that down just a little bitty bit. Be right back. Yeah, I've been going to the little grocery store, but sometimes I order the Walmart online. And then I go pick it up, because the way this world has gotten, I am very afraid to be in a mall or in the public, because you never know. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of ground pepper, black pepper. Give it just a little bit of heat. Then I'm going to use my celery salt instead of regular salt. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of that, because you're going to have all that liquid boiling these down. A teaspoon of dill weed, and a teaspoon cardamon, organic cardamon. Now the reason I'm adding so much of it was the squash casserole, or the this, or the that, I wouldn't add as much. But since these have got to boil down, I'm going to go ahead and kind of over accentuate that. I'll turn that down, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got us about a cup and a half of water. I'm just going to deglaze my pan. That'll get all that juice off of there, and just kind of let that continue to make some flavor. And while we're doing that, then I'm going to quickly cut these up for our pan. Since these are cream squash, you don't have to worry about your sizes, or if they're all the same order. I doubt I get all four of those, because they are big squash. Big squash. But we're going to do the best we can. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and just put these in my pot. Then we'll know exactly. We might could get them. We might get, because they'll cook down. That's why I went ahead and I'm doing the bigger ones, and I'm doing several is because I wanted those to cook down, and when they cook down, you don't have a whole lot. And I'd like this to last till Monday, or until I decide we don't want any more and we can have squash casserole, or I could even put them in the freezer, then bring them out and make squash casserole. These, like this, are really good to fry. You know, they're flat enough, they fit in your pan, your grease, but I just can't fry stuff with my stomach the way it is. So I thought, you know, the best thing I can do, the more healthy thing I can do, is to boil those squash down with a little of that jalapeno, unhot jalapeno, which you don't have to have at all. You just put whatever herbs you like in there. Mine happen to be dill or cardamon, celery salt. Okay, let me get some more water. You know, I bought that water dispenser at the Sam's, and I wouldn't give up. That kept me from having to worry with all those little plastic bottles for me to drink. Now I've got one of those metal cups, and it works. Okay, I'm going to turn this back up, and I'm just going to cover my squash and mix it to get all that flavor. Just kind of mix them around in there. Okay, there's some peppers. See the green peppers? You're getting green peppers and onions. If I hadn't been so lazy, I'd have went out and got a little rosemary and put in this, but I didn't. Okay. So now we'll just cover this and let that boil. We'll get it up high, then we'll turn it back down and let it simmer. I'll get a top to put on it. I'll get our little trusty lid, kind of put it halfway on and let that get to boiling. Alright, so we got it up to boiling now. See, that's just a boiling away there. That's what you want. You want that to boil down. Make sure you stir it good. Now we'll turn that down to about 4.5. Leave our lid just kind of. See, I made this yesterday. I didn't make a video because I've got so much cornbread, but I always keep cornbread, y'all, because you could have a bowl of this squash with this cornbread, add a meatloaf, add green beans, cornbread, squash. Just there's endless possibilities of country food. You just add on and take away to fill your stomach every day. Be back. Okay, I've turned that down, but I'm gonna look there. A bit of messiness wiped up. See how that seeds and stuff are starting to come out of that squash? They're still not done. So I put the whole lid on with my little blowhole. And I keep it about the same temperature. Just might raise it to 3.5, 4. Just to get it boiling good. And I'll be back. Those who quit boiling down, look here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drain that. Okay, I drained some of that off into the sink. I didn't drain it all the way off now, y'all. Now I'm going to turn that back on. Just a little bit. Let's give us a little test spoon. And there's a corn husk. Sweet, it's very sweet, y'all. But I still want to add a little more salt, about a teaspoon. Then I'm going to add just a little bit. I'll tell you what, since it's just a little bit of sugar, we will use our pure cane sugar. I just add just about a half teaspoon. Not a lot. That just keeps them a little sweeter. Now these are so soft, I'm not going to have to get the potato masher. But if I did need to, then I could always revert to the mash. Because you want them creamed squash. So we'll just mash that down with our back of our wooden spoon. That's what makes good yellow squash or any kind, is to not squash them all the way, leave some hunks, but you want to cook them down too, to where, let me turn that down just a second. So I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch. I'm going to take my cornstarch in this cup. I'm going to get a little bit of milk, about a half cup of milk. Half a cup of milk and our cornstarch. Let's just mix that around into our milk. Make sure it's good and mixed up. And the way I make sure that I don't have lumps in something is I put it through my strainer. Because see, that would have gone in there. Get my bitty messy. Let that continue just to, you can continue to squash, but we want that to, see how that's turned creamy looking? That's exactly what you want. Y'all know I use this challenge butter. I think I've got some in the tub. Let me get it. We'll get us some of this challenge butter. Not much left. We'll put 2 big dollops of challenge butter. That's the best butter unless you're going to make your own, which I've done. We'll just let that butter just kind of sit there and thicken with that milk. And I was doing some corn this morning. I didn't make a video on it, and I've got those little hairdos, little pieces of corn hair and stuff. Okay, let's get this Now y'all, that's the creamiest, best squash that you'll ever encounter. I'm telling you, that is so good. Look at how beautiful it is. It's hard for me to lift the pan, but I want you to see how creamy and good looking that is. So what we'll do is we'll just set that back, let it cool, get us a piece of cornbread. I sure wish y'all was here to eat with us today, because this is really going to be good. I've had my sisters that don't even like squash, and they'll eat this. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm going to do a few more recipes, but as you know, I don't put them all on the same film. God bless you. Bless the United States. Bless you and your family. Mother and I are doing fine. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.